falling.
Oh my God. Oh, don't fall. Don't have that.
Oh, the can't watch out for the camera right there. The cord. Okay, hello and welcome to our daily show where we talk about personal and financial development and whatever the heck else is going on. Today, we are talking about income over expenses. Can you push to make it go live? Sorry, guys. We're having just a few little technical kinks that we're working out. We're getting kinky today. Okay. Income over expenses.
My
We were
favorite
talking
thing to
about.
get besides money.
Okay. So this is a clean, what is the rating of this show?
This is a rated R.
No, it's not rated R. Okay.
Hide your kids.
No. It's not that kind of show. All right.
It's a family show, as Chelsea likes to say.
I do like to say that, but it's not, I would say maybe like PG-13. Because, you know, you can throw in some curse words sometimes in there. Anyways, we're talking about income over expenses, why it is important. My face is cut off on here too. Why it's important to focus on income more than it's important to focus on your expenses. And we're going to talk to you about why, exactly how much of your attention, time, and focus should be on each of these activities. Income, specifically increasing income, and expenses. Focused on your expenses, lowering expenses, all of that stuff. If you don't already know who we are, we're Martin and Chelsea Matthews. We're owners of M Wealth Group, financial consultant.
It's not good when you have like mints in your mouth talking.
Well, sorry, I'm trying to not gross you out with stinky breath. Okay, good. I'm keeping it fresh, which is more than I can say for you. Just kidding. I didn't offer you one. Okay, so we're founders of M Wealth Group, a financial consulting and investment agency, and we're also authors of this book, Let's Fight About Money, helping couples communicate about money, handle conflict, and build an unbreakable financial house, which is really our goal. We want to help you want to help you build an unbreakable financial house so you can handle anything that comes your way financially and create the life you truly want to live and make the impact you truly want to make. On Instagram, if you guys are getting dizzy and you want to hop on over to YouTube, we are live on YouTube as well, and the link is in our bio. So we'll do our best over there, but we're having some technical issues over there. All right. So anything you want to say before we get right into it?
So look, there's popular advice that you need to like shrink everything. You need to live on rice and beans. Well, first of all, you're not even going to get enough nutrients if you live on rice and beans, right? So I don't believe that you should be what's called a miser. Somebody doesn't enjoy life, doesn't enjoy things because, you know, you're told by financial people that you need to like get everything fun out of your life just so you can reach some arbitrary financial goal that's been set. However, you should be able to plan and strategize so that you can actually enjoy the things you want to enjoy in life and not have to feel like you are you have to live below the lifestyle you want to have. It's important to have a certain lifestyle on this planet. Okay, there's a lot of different things you'll have to deal with in life. It's good to have a decent lifestyle. So we'll talk about some of the things, how to strategize, where to focus, when to focus on expenses, and when to focus on income, and what percentage of your time should be focused on either one of those.
It's a good thing I have a clean nose because I just saw over here on the delayed thing that I gave like an up close on my nose there. Sorry, guys. All right. So first thing is you want to spend 5% of your time and attention on expenses. Okay. So this is looking at the money. Well, you got to know what's coming in and you got to know what's going out. So expenses are, you know, your living expenses. How much does it cost to live? The things that you spend money on, the things that you need, and even the things that you want, right? So you got to look at, some people focus on trying to lower their expenses, especially if you have more expenses than you have money coming in, then that becomes a really tricky situation because then you've got to try to get real creative and you got to look at like, where can I cut out expenses? And you might hear, oh, cut out Starbucks. You know, all these rich people, they cut out Starbucks. And if you cut out Starbucks, you could save this much. if you have to cut out Starbucks, it's because you're not making enough money to spend on Starbucks, or you don't want Starbucks. But instead of focusing on cutting out Starbucks to survive, then we'll tell you in a minute what you should be focusing on doing. But it is important to get rid of waste. Like if you're spending extra things that you don't need to, if you have less money coming in than needs to go out, then yeah, you got to cut some expenses. You should be not spending more money than you have coming in. So it is important to look at, okay, where can I cut out the waste? What things can I get rid of? What things don't I need? But you should only be spending 5% of your time on this. So we look at our expenses every single week in our business and in our household. Okay. I track everything that comes in and everything that goes out. I put together a report. Martin sees what came in, what went out, what expenses are due for the following week. And then we know on average to keep our household and keep our business running, what we need every single week to come in to be able to handle that.
Do you track your inflows and outflows? What's coming in, what's going out? Do you track that? Do you have any mechanism, whether it's you keep a spreadsheet, you look at your bank account, you have tracking software, not tracking like your location, but tracking the flow, your cash flow, okay? Do you do that in your business, and do you do that for your household? And do you do a report where you look at it? So what she's talking about is a report's generated, we look at it, we confront it, and we're like, okay, so this is what we need to do to move it in a direction we want it to go into.
Oh, thank you. Now they can understand what I was saying.
Of course, the man has to explain it better.
Yes, he's got to re-explain it in his words so that you can understand it and it sounds better.
So Keys, what Keisha says, she definitely needs to start tracking and seeing the flows on that. That's something Chelsea does really, really well.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yes. And so if you are not tracking your money that's coming in and going out and you want to get started, a really great way, a great tool to use is mint.com, mint.com. It's a free tool and it's made by the same company who makes QuickBooks. So it's secure. It can connect to all of your bank accounts, credit cards, whatever accounts that you have. You can't do anything to your accounts, but it can track your activity. So that way it puts it in a cool graphs and, you see how much you're spending in what areas. So like how much you're spending on housing, on food, on gas, on going out to the bar, whatever you spend your money on, it will show you exactly where your money is going. And after 1 month, you'll have a really good idea of where your money's going. And then you can start to make some decisions. Hey, I don't really need to spend that much there. I need to spend more here. Maybe I need to save more. So then you can start to have more control over your cash flow. But it's important to understand what's going on in your cash flow to be able to have more control over your life, your results. And it's all about increasing your knowledge. You got to know what's happening so you could take more responsibility. The worst thing is to not know where your money's going, to not know how much is coming in or going out. And this is a way to take control. You got to take responsibility. And, when I very, very first started tracking my cash flow, money coming in and going out, there were a lot of things that I wanted to be able to afford that I didn't think I could afford. And when I started tracking, I saw exactly where my money was going. And I realized there was a bunch of stuff that I didn't really need or want. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I got to cut all my spending down so that I can afford these other things. No, there was a bunch of crap that I didn't even realize I was spending money on. And I realized, if I take those dollars and I can put it where I want, and I can actually afford all the things that I want to do and have. So it's very important to understand, but this is not the only thing that every day, all day you're focusing on, lowering your expenses and tracking where your money is going. Because you can only lower your expenses so much to zero. And then what? How are you going to live on zero? Right? So you got to focus on the other part, the 95%. Is there anything more you wanted to say about?
No, we can move on to the next part.
Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, so number 2 is 95%. Here's where you want to put the majority of your attention, is to spend 95% of time and attention on increasing income. This is so key because just like I was saying about cutting out Starbucks, okay, you're not going to get rich cutting out Starbucks. Now, if your income does not support Starbucks and you need to cut out some extra spending, great, do that. But you have to focus on increasing your income so you can afford Starbucks or whatever it is that you want to be able to afford. So instead of looking at shrinking and scarcity and cutting things out, look at, hey, how can I increase my income so that I can afford those things? So I don't have to cut out things. So I have more freedom. What are you looking at?
So somebody asked, what are your thoughts on the Copilot app? So I haven't used it. It seems like it's a good app. So I have not used it personally. We've used Mint, so I know about that. So you can utilize that. It's just a matter of just checking some things out. Hey, thanks for tagging somebody, Keys with Keisha. Appreciate that. What's up, Shannon Styles? Very true. Cut out Starbucks. Get some more bucks to spend at Starbucks, man. Cutting out Starbucks isn't a great retirement plan. No, you've never heard somebody walk out and like, hey, sir, how did you become rich? I cut out Starbucks. That's not how to become rich. Okay. And so if you're trying to get to a certain level of affluence and different things, you have to then look at different data, different advice, different things. Nobody said it's the same thing with school, by the way. School doesn't teach you about money. You never see a guy with who you know successful, nice car, nice home, great family, and you think, I wonder what school that guy went to. No, you never think that. You think, I wonder what he does, what kind of business he's got. He's got a hot wife. Okay, how did he seal the deal? Whatever. That's what you're thinking. How did he, man? You think, here's the thing. You see a guy who's like dating out of his league. What do you think? Pete Davidson, for example. There's two things, you always do things you think. That dude, he's either got a lot of money, maybe he's really funny, or
he's got a lot in his pockets.
Or he's packing in a place that she likes. You think that. Everybody thinks that. I'm just telling you that you see it. You see this really, really, especially the fat billionaire. You see the really fat billionaire with the hot chick. Come on. Everybody knows what's going on there. So that's the deal.
He's got a really good personality.
She ain't with them for the personality, okay?
Sense of humor, that's important, right?
The funny people like the sense of humor, everything like that. But you got to understand, I'm just keeping it real.
Shannon knows the other.
Shannon, she knows what the deal is. So look, back to spending 95% of your time on increasing income.
Yeah, let's get back to the topic here.
95% of your time on increasing income and revenue. It's a question we ask. Every day I'm asking that question. Look, I can only reduce expenses so far. You're not going to get rich cutting the coupons. I don't look at the coupons. Because look, Chelsea's more the saver in the family, so she will tell you.
I love a good deal.
Yeah, it's great to have a good deal, but like what's the time, effort, and energy, and what's the payoff?
Oh, I'll tell you exactly. One thing that I gave up. Okay, I like to go to Sprouts. I don't know if you guys have Sprouts Farmers Market, but I like Sprouts. Okay, there's this.
What's up, Tresca?
There's this app on there, right? And they have these digital coupons. Like, if stuff is on sale, why don't they just give it to you on sale? And then you scan it and it's on sale. No, you have to go through the app, all the coupons, and digitally clip these stupid coupons. And they have like 4 pages. I did it like one time. Okay, I did it more than one time. But I realized I forgot every time. And then I got to the register and I'm like, oh, I didn't do the things. And I'm like, you know what? This isn't even worth it. It takes up my time and attention. It's a waste of time. I don't care about the 50 cents or whatever stupid deal that they have. And half the stuff I'm not even buying anyways. So that's one thing where I'm like, this is not worth my time and attention. Okay. Now, if something is a good deal, don't get me wrong. I like a good deal. I like a discount. I don't like overpaying.
So
but some things.
What's the first thing they can start with? Sorry.
Are you moving me along?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess we're moving along to the next thing here.
We were done with talking about expenses. We're talking now about increasing income.
Well, you were talking about coupons and I was adding to it.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Let's keep it rolling.
So here is a good point. Is it Tresca? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay. So she says, I want to develop multiple streams of income. So this is a really common, a lot of people want to develop multiple streams of income. Nothing wrong with having multiple streams of income, but It's important to start with where you are receiving income now. Start with where you are now, whether you have a company, whether you work for a company, and look at how you can strengthen, like how well are you doing in your role? Are you a professional at your role? Are you an amateur at your role? What are ways that you can increase your skills and either take on more responsibility, get a raise, get a promotion, provide more services or products if you own a business, and look at how you can strengthen what you already have. Instead of sometimes what people start to do is they try to get a whole bunch of different streams of income, and maybe their main stream of income isn't even that strong. So then your time and attention, just like the coupons, your time and attention and focus are spread out on all these things that you're doing okay, or maybe not even okay. And so you've got to strengthen where you're at now and then work on growing and expanding there.
Say hi to Scott for us.
You
Shannon.
feel me, Shannon? You
Yeah.
feel me?
Well, so look, here's the thing about the multiple streams kind of thing. I think that people have used and promoted a piece of information that's not well explained. And so here's what I mean. If you study any really successful person, before they got multiple streams of income, they focused on one thing and they made that thing as successful as they could make it. And so the formula itself is actually quite simple. There's two ways a person creates passive income on multiple streams, because if you got multiple streams, you can only focus your attention on a certain number of them. Either you got a bunch of people running them for you, or you don't have to do a lot for the sales to come in. So the two ways the person does that is, number one, you build it, meaning you build some sort of business that then you go and start working on something else and you leave people there to run it, or you buy it, which means you buy an existing business, you put money into something, and usually you would need to put some substantial amount of money into something for it to be worth what the revenue is coming from that, right? So those are two ways somebody will build passive income, or multiple streams. Now, you could build multiple streams in an existing business. For example, we have a financial business. There's many different things that we do in a financial space. Most of the things we do is related to financial stuff. So we own an insurance agency. We do retirement planning for people. We created, because we got asked so many questions, and there's some qualifications on who we take on as financial clients, like where we the advisor to their finances, the advisor on their plan, all of that. Not everybody's financially qualified for that piece. So there's courses we have, there's different things we create. We created all these different things. All these are different sources of income within the same activity or the same business or the same field. So the main thing is focusing. If you look at every successful person, like Jeff Bezos, he's not anymore, but he was the richest man in the world at one point. Jeff Bezos, he focused primarily on Amazon. He built up Amazon. Then Amazon became widely successful and profitable. Then he took revenues from Amazon and bought other companies that created multiple streams. They bought Whole Foods. They started buying other things, right? So that's what he did. Same thing with Elon Musk. What did he do? They did PayPal, and then he sold it. Then he now had revenue. I think they sold it for like 350 million or something like that. Now he's got money. Then what did he do? He decides to go build other businesses because now he's got capital. He put those capital into different companies. He started Tesla, ended up starting SpaceX, and then there's a solar company that his brother runs. Then he's got another company. The majority of his time is spent on Tesla and SpaceX. Those are where his time spent. So you got to look at what is your most profitable activities, and then how do you spend most of your time on those things and increasing it. So if you have we did an inventory, we did a survey. We looked within our business and analyzed our book of business and said, okay, which types of clients were the most profitable? Which types of clients were the easiest to work with? Which types of products were we doing that people seem to want and need, and was generated the most revenue for us, and that was the best benefit to the client. And then we started focusing on those things. The other things will be too distracting to try to do all at the same time. So what happens is people have multiple streams, but they don't have one big major gusher. They don't have something that is like just freaking pushing out for them to then go put attention onto something else. And part of this is, as crazy as it sounds, I think part of it is a lot of times people, I'm not talking to anybody specific. I think a lot of times people want to do multiple things because they are too lazy to focus on one thing through the adversity. I'm not talking anybody specific. I'm just saying in general is what I have observed. So a person starts working on something, it goes a little bit well and run into barriers and they go like, oh, well, this thing isn't working so well, but this other thing over here looks really good and promising. So they jump to that thing.
I don't know if I would say the word lazy, more so lack the discipline. Lack the discipline to, well, but then you have to go take the effort to go start something new. So somebody may be excited about starting something new and taking actions rather
Sometimes
than
it's easier.
not just sitting on their butt.
Sometimes it's easier to start something new than it is to work through the adversity. Sometimes it's easy. Like when you're taking an activity, like they're trying to build something up. Sometimes a lot of people find it easier to quit on something than to work through the adversity. Why are there so many divorces?
Yeah, I would say that they lack the discipline.
Yeah, that's fine to say that. I think there's some element of laziness involved in it. Laziness doesn't mean a person isn't willing to work. Sometimes laziness can mean they're too lazy to push through the adversity that it takes to get to the other side. Why do a lot of businesses fail? Because that person either wasn't prepared to take on that activity and they weren't prepared to go through tough times. Like you get a marriage, the marriage gets tough, and the people aren't willing to do the work to go through. I don't know why I'm holding this on the device. Anyway, but they're not willing to do the work. Leave it. They're not willing to do the work to go through getting through that adversity to make it. So anyway, when it comes down to your income and what you're focused on, that's what you got to put a lot of your attention on. How can I make more right where I'm at? You're already there. So a lot of times people want to jump to a bunch of different things, but if you're already there, how can you make more money where you're at? Is there something that you can sell? Is there a way you can take on more management? Find out what's needed and want it within our company. So those are some of the things. And if you're a business, are there other services and different things that you can offer within that business that you can then create more sources of revenue within the same exact company?
So when it comes to increasing your knowledge, taking more responsibility, and having more control over your finances, increasing your income, we've created a ton of resources, courses, videos, financial services, a lot of things that we have created. We actually have a platform with a bunch of different courses. We talk about what actually makes up your financial house. There's 6 building blocks that make up your financial house. And it's key to understand what each one of them are, where to identify where you are in each one of those building blocks, and then also what you need to do specifically to get where you want to go to strengthen each one of those building blocks. And so we actually have, we've put together a membership where you can actually access all of our courses. And so you can really have an ongoing education to get the knowledge that you need to strengthen your finances, strengthen your financial house, and really increase your income to the level that you want. So you can continue expanding, continue flourishing and prospering. And I'm not going to say the link because it's a really long one. Right? We don't have a shorter one yet. Yeah, we will have a shorter one. But we'll put it on the screen. We'll put the link. Oh, wait, do we have it?
I don't know. You have to ask for me.
Is that that's the correct link now, Rain? Okay, awesome. So 6buildingblocks.com/member. Hopefully that works. 6 building blocks. I think Martin's testing it out. Oh, okay, it's up. Awesome. Thank you, Rain. 6buildingblocks.com/member, and you can actually get access to all of our courses in an ongoing membership basis. And we are always adding and growing to this platform with all of these resources. And you can also have access to us to help you, in specific areas, help you with the specific steps that you need to focus on to get to the next level in your finances.
And let me tell you something about what just occurred. So we had a very long link. Thanks, Tresca. Make sure to check it out. I think you'll find it very valuable. There's different topics. We talk about cash flow, debt management, reserves, proper protection, build wealth, build legacy, wills and trusts, all these different things we talk about, increasing cash flow, how to become your own bank, all of that's included. I think there's
Couples and
20
money,
couples and
communicating
money.
about money.
Every month there's going to be more things that are being added there, lots of videos and different things like that, so that people can understand. We're going to build out a whole network that's in the works on connecting people so that they can do deals together, all kinds of different things that's coming through that particular channel.
And if you know someone who could benefit from this, like, comment, and share, tag them, share the link. We really want to build a community of people who are focused on building an unbreakable financial house, improving your life and your environment.
Yeah, one thing I want to say really quick is that, so we talked about this. We talked about this site, right? And Rain. So you might just see Chelsea and I, but there's a team of people here. There's Johnny behind the camera there, making sure some of the stuff's working. It's Rain commenting and checking all the different platforms and all that kind of stuff. So, and we're hiring for a new content creator as well. So if you're in that space, you can send us a DM. If you're very good, you have to be in Georgia. Yeah, you got to film us, so it has to be physically. You have to be physically here. So, and there's other stuff, other people involved in some of the different things we're doing. So when I mentioned that, Rain went through that site up and everything. You got to be able to operate with speed, especially when you have a growing business. In our business, we opened this new office January of last year. And so when you're building something, you got to be able to be nimble and adjust and change based on what's happening in the economy, what's happening in your world, and your household has to be the same way. And the way you create more options is you got to have more resources. People are resources, by the way. People are resources, and you need to have some money so you can pay the people because they don't work for free. So you need resources in your household and your business. And if you want somebody to come and clean your house, they don't come there and work for free. You got to pay them. You want somebody to watch your kids, you got to pay them. It's why you making money is extremely important on this planet. And by the way, the reason I pulled that money out, where's the money?
It's gone. I'll be the demonstrator, okay?
I got to show it's a certain way. The reason I pull this out is I want you to understand the government makes money. You don't make money. Me, you, none of us make money. We collect this. This money was with somebody else. I don't know who. It originally started with the Federal Reserve. It says Federal Reserve Note. Federal Reserve Note. You see it right here. Federal Reserve Note. What is a note? A note is a debt instrument. A note is a debt instrument. This, what we call cash, and people are like, I don't want to be in debt. This is a piece of debt because of how it works for the government to print this money and to put it in circulation. So each year, a lot of money is being printed. In the last few years, trillions of new dollars was being printed. That's when it inflates the monetary supply, the price of goods and services ends up going up because now there's more of these going after the same number of goods and services. So based on that, what you have to look at is they're making more and more of these every day. They're making more of them. Every day, more of them come into circulation. So what you need to be doing is figuring out who has these that you can then trade something with them that they want for this. Because you need this in a society to operate. You need this to pay your mortgage. You need this to buy your car. You need this when the shit hits the fan. You need some of this and other things because this buys ammo and this buys firearms, which you need when shit hits the fan. Okay? I lived in a war. I grew up in Africa. I grew up in a civil war, all of that. If you have resources, you have options. And so that's what we're talking about. Put your attention on increasing your income so that you have choices and resources and options. And so that's one of the things our membership thing is to help people get the right information so that they can have options for themselves. So once again, we thank you for watching. If you want more of these, reach out to join our membership. We'll show how to collect more of these. And if you have products and services, we buy things from people all the time. I don't have a problem spending money on things that I want and need. So make sure you're thinking the same way if you're trying to collect money as well. Right?